I wrote this when I was probably 25. I still have moods. This, poem will, show that. Okay. A talent born of alienation had its early roots within four walls of a bedroom and the spinning of a turntable. Oh yeah, baby, I can dance. When the white boys, in a passion for the blonde hair, the brown hair, the red hair, and black hair too, but straight. When the black boys were afraid that kissing me would be like kissing their own sister, my ass too round for any of their hands to contemplate, being socialized to appreciate asses as flat as breadboards, bypassing me, black girls solitary. I lost myself in funky beats, space of anger, troubles of a tribal scream. I staked my ground for a wordless battle, worked my space at the school dance. Since you don't know how well I kiss, you will see how well I can dance. So when you see me, a go-go dancer with a pedestal you can't see, the girl you want in a pre-fuck grind, making your dick feel on fire and your face bead with sweat, know this, I don't need you. I am my own triple treat. My body, my music, my soul. Oh yeah, baby, I can dance. This one is called, and it's funny because my sister-in-law she told my 14-year-old nephew at the time, she's like, let's go online and look at Auntie Dawn's poetry. She's an angry sex poet. Why diminish me in front of your progeny? I'm supposed to be an example. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of my stuff kind of has a little bit of sex in it, whatever. And some of it's kind of angry, but it does get nicer, but I'll do that later on. Maybe not today, I don't know. Okay, so this is called Took My Balls. Took my balls, and I never even saw it coming. I love you, he said, and I was fooled by those words, dropped my shields for a shield. Took my balls, and then my voice went from sultry to shrill, from sexy to shrieking, discovering a latent talent to break glass when I said the words, why didn't you? You should have. Why can't you? You're so, fill in the blanks. He said, I love you, but I think your hair could be longer. You can stop telling jokes. You can stop embarrassing me, bearing my ass in public. You could, you should, you might want to fill in the blanks. I love you, but not so much of you. Then I realized that a woman doesn't have to grow her balls back. Who needs balls when a choke chop is so much better? You can't be too comfortable with them in your pants, I think, shifting to the left or the right or even sitting on the fence, never knowing what you really want. Now I know what I want. Shrill to sultry, shrieks to sexy, power in a smaller package, no recharging required. Energized, womanized, realized, centralized, not dick hypnotized. This poem is, I'm going to read it for my friend Andy, who passed away from cancer about a year ago. One of my closest friends, and I'll just leave it at that before I start crying. But this is this is called my London poem. I went to London about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, to visit family. Thought I would get a job working in a pub or whatever, you know. I did, I just hung out, whatever. So this is kind of about hanging out in London. I'm just outside of London in the mood for a Marlboro, pork pie, and a cheap pint of lager, not to mention being in the mood for love. After my daydream of a torrid affair with a Brit who easily seduces me with his accent, I check my supply of condoms, carefully packed away with my other necessities, and find that they have expired 6 months ago. And I didn't even get to use the whole package. Spent. Dead condoms in a box. A sacrilege that stares me in the face like a pint glass of flat Guinness. This cannot be. So I'm searching for phallic symbols in London, oohing and eyeing at these masculine projections as they jet proudly towards the sky, watching pigeons swirl around in gray dripping clouds as they squat upon these monumental shafts. Eros looks for love with an audience of ice cream licking juvies at his immobile feet, and with eyes that cannot turn away, I admire from afar a really big one, the biggest of all at the time. The Telecom Tower. My lips salivate as I make it my life's mission to see Nelson's Column, Cleopatra's Needle, another name for Mark Antony maybe, and Big Ben. Big Ben. Along with other women, I whip out my tiny fixed focus camera, taking shots. A reminder that I did not get laid in London, my friends, but was accosted by relics as old as these for a friendly drink. The male tourists brandish the big guns, the camcorders, to record, rewind, replay every single inch for posterity. It's a handheld toy, remind you something? And I see that in London, society is built on pillars and not in holes and size. Size is everything. Thank you. I'm gonna go to, how much time do I have? I don't know. Does anyone have time for chance?
7:23.
Really? What time did I start?
5?
I have 5 minutes? Something like that? Okay. Okay, so I think I'll just do maybe 2 or 3 more. Super Bowl Sunday. It's the Cowboys and the Steelers, Super Bowl, Triple X, and the family just set Uncle Tom straight on the fact that I was female. So where are you from? He asked me. Edmonton, I tell him. Edmonton? Alberta? Canada? So where are you born then? England, I tell him, watching him stagger away, muttering, "You're confusing me." It was too much of an intellectual leap, even for Tommy Boy, and the alcohol fog didn't help much either. I would have told him my family wasn't funky enough for the mothership, so we got the boots over Alberta, but chances were Uncle Tom hadn't heard of George Clinton. I'm sure Uncle Tom would like to see me in a sarong, bare-breasted with a basket of fruit on my head, but a basket of beer would be even better. Uncle Tom checks out temporarily in the first quarter, chin to chest, foam on his lips. He's got money on the game, so he can't remember how much and where he bet it. His head does the bob. "Where's the black girl?" he hollers. As everyone looks down into their beer to see if it's all still there. Maybe he meant Diana Ross. She was whining at halftime. But I knew he meant me. "Over here, Tom!" I shove my hand in the air so he can get his bearings. If he can't focus on the hand, at least he'll know it's a different color. Just wanted to know where you were. Oh. Half an hour, he's got to be reintroduced to his nieces and nephews. Again. His niece whispers to me, only by marriage. That's okay, I said. I've got one that tried to wash his dog in a washing machine. And another that wants to be a cop because some guy keyed his van. The Steelers been to the Cowboys, and Tom's figured he's lost his money on that 13-point spread, not realizing that 27 minus 17 really is 10. Again, the intellectual leap is too much. And while Uncle Tom tries to wrangle goodnight kisses from his nieces and nephews, I pray that soon Uncle Tom will pass out, not only for my sake, but also for those poor children, and be tortured by nightmares of being stoned to death by well-aimed coconuts and the alcoholics Armageddon, a world beer shortage. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Okay, what am I getting to you? I guess one thing that I hope by now is that we be writing about things that I didn't have to write about in the past. So addressing issues of like racism and sexism and all these different things. It's like we're still in the same place, kind of, but we're moving forward, but it feels like we're spinning our wheels no matter how hard we try. So this is a poem that I wrote, when some things were there's just racist stuff happening all the time. I just couldn't help but notice, and so I thought I'd write about it. To future sons and my black brothers, I hope you understand. I sit at the back of the bus, a young black man behind me and a bunch of drunken white guys, an acrid edge of booze on breath, calling him nigger. Hey nigger, where are you going, nigger? One of them leans over me, the acrid edge of booze on breath, leans over me, says he's sorry, goes back to his game, his harassment of this young black man. Oh, the black male has a thicker skin, that's it. And oh, how noble not to offend a lady, even if it is a black one. In my head, I scream holy terror, clotted smoke, and all-consuming fire. Go ahead, come on and tease me. Go ahead, do it. Or when I cry, the woman I am, spoil their game. Much too easy, much more enjoyable to see shoulders stiffen as your barbs ripple and rend under his skin than to provoke reaction from me. So I don't want sons. I don't want to be afraid of my son riding the bus, of my boy stopped by cops as he's riding home on his bike 10 o'clock at night, for him to come home scared because he was stopped, questioned, because he wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong, Mom. I know that he was telling the truth. Yet knowing the truth is that in this world, he is not like every other person, even though you've taught him so. Honey, you bleed the same as anyone else. Truth is, he is a young black man, and that's why it might happen when he's grown, a full-time job, drives off the lot in his brand new car, which he's worked so hard to buy. That black boy must have stolen that car, you never know. Black people don't own things like that, and if they do, they don't deserve it. And he goes with it, smothers rage, stifles fear, hands over license and registration and tells the officers, yes, this is my car, and so where are you headed, boy? Like he was on his way home, he just got off a late shift and he was just going home. You might be biracial, but to some that doesn't mean a thing. Mulatto, black, what's the difference? He's still a nigger to us. These are difficult words for a child not yet born. Difficult words for my African son. Thank you. had some words for me. Oh, I'll save that for another time. Save that for another time. Okay. This one's called Boom Boom Out Goes Lights. It's a reference to a song and just going through life, you know, sometimes life can beat you up. So I use boxing as an analogy. My mouth guards come loose and I'm spitting confetti without a wetting, nerves hanging, jangling from sockets. Got the Jimmy leg shakes, but I can still get up. 1 foot at a time, don't stop the fight. Punch my gloves together. A snarl unfurls from my gut, Vaseline sutures on my eyebrows. I'm raining sweat. Arms akimbo, goddamn ready for the bell. Got the Jimmy leg shakes, but I can still get up 1 foot at a time. Blood in the ring, yeah, it's all mine. Smeared underfoot like war paint. Impromptu borderlines that shift with each lunge, each dance, uppercuts, right cross combination, heavy cat step. The crowd hollers, girl, you got rocked. Blood on my teeth, spit on the ground, bare my stomach, hit me again. Got the Jimmy leg shakes, but I can still get up. 1 foot at a time, don't stop the fight. Thank you. I just have one more poem, and it's for my grandma. I was one of those kids who, you know, pretty much had all the family back home, you know, except for my immediate family and maybe some aunts and uncles here. So I didn't really see my grandma that much, or all of my grandparents really. So I had written a poem about that. This is called The Distance of the Ocean. All I have are these: the distance of oceans, the bitterness of glue from a stamp perched on my 8-year-old tongue. Letters posted overseas, carried by storks and pelicans, newborn. Other children visit their grandmothers, pink-cheeked and pale, blue hair coiffed. They are plump women, glasses round as a sexton's eye, perpetually baking cookies, and through their lips or the back of their cotton dresses let slip indiscretions. They are storybook grandmothers, landlocked on prairies, and mine are on an island that bobs in the sea, a persistent cork. A place where I imagine all Black grandmothers to be, in rocking chairs, knitting socks to the surf's tune, their smiles born upon the span of the sun, missing their grandchildren, their mailboxes open, black beaks waiting for the worm. Thank you very much.
Everybody,